Hello students, today just we have to study about chemical reaction chapter, next part. In this chapter just we have studied about what is chemical reaction, what is chemical equation, what are the importance of chemical equation also. But today just we have to discuss about the types of chemical reaction, what are the different types of chemical reaction. Can you say what are the different types of chemical reaction? Chemical reactions are of 5 types, or we can say chemical reactions are mainly of 5 types, but according to some books it is of 7 types. But here just we will discuss about 5 main types of chemical reaction. So what are the names just I am going to write here. Number 1, combination reaction. Combination reaction. Second, decomposition. Reaction. Third is displacement reaction. Fourth is double displacement reaction, and fifth is redox reaction. So we are seeing here there are 5 types of chemical reaction, in which first is combination reaction, second is decomposition reaction, third is displacement reaction, fourth is double displacement reaction, and fifth is redox reaction. So just we have to discuss today for all the different types of chemical reaction one by one. So just I am going to erase it and just we will see one by one for all the types of chemical reaction, in which our first chemical reaction is combination reaction. What is the meaning of combination? Addition. Suppose that I have 2 substances, one this and one this, and when both get combined, then a single substance is obtained. So the format of combination reaction is this: A plus B gives C. Means A is a compound, B is other substance, and when both get combined, then a new substance C is formed. And to understand this, just we will take a number of examples. First of all, listen. Carbon plus oxygen gives carbon dioxide. 2H2 plus O2 gives 2H2O. And 2 plus 3H2 gives 2NH3. All are the example of combination reaction. And you are seeing here, in first reaction, carbon is a substance, oxygen is a substance, and when both combined, then a new substance, carbon dioxide, is formed. In second reaction, we are seeing hydrogen is a substance, oxygen is other substance, and when both get combined, then a new substance, water, is formed. In third reaction, we are seeing here nitrogen is substance, hydrogen is other substance, and when both get combined, then a new substance, ammonia, is formed. So we are seeing here in combination reaction, 2 or more than 2 substances get combined and form a new substance. So how will you define it? What is combination reaction? A chemical reaction in which 2 or more than 2 substances get combined and form a new substance called combination reaction. Now we will discuss about second type of reaction, that is decomposition reaction. So just I am going to erase it and just I will write a new type of chemical reaction, that will be decomposition reaction. What is the meaning of decomposition? You know, the meaning of decomposition is breaking. Just I am going to write here decomposition reaction. You should know decomposition means breaking. Suppose that just I have a substance, and when it breaks, then two new substances are formed. So this is the meaning of decomposition. Just you have to remember in your mind that decomposition means breaking, means those chemical reactions in which a single substance breaks into two or more than two new substances, then it is called decomposition reaction. And you should know, decomposition reaction is just opposite of combination reaction. Why? Because in combination reaction, two or more than two substances get combined and form a new substance, whereas in decomposition reaction, single substance gets broken into two or more than two new substances. So we can say decomposition reaction is just opposite of combination reaction. But here we will discuss about decomposition reaction. What is the format of decomposition reaction? This. Suppose that C is a substance, and when it breaks, then it gives two new substances A and B. And to understand this, just we will take a number of examples. For example, suppose that CaCO3, calcium carbonate, when it breaks, then or heated, we can say when it is heated, then it breaks into calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Second, 2H2O means when water is taken in the electrolytic cell and electricity is passed, then it breaks into two new substances. Just left right here, electricity. Then it breaks into hydrogen and oxygen. Third, just we will take silver chloride, and we have right here sunlight. Then it breaks into silver plus chlorine. Just we have to balance here. So we are seeing here all are the example of decomposition reaction. In all reactions you are seeing how single substance breaks into two new substances. In first reaction, calcium carbonate is when heated, then it breaks into calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Means towards left side, towards reactant side, single substance is present, but towards product side you are seeing two substances are present. In second reaction you are seeing water is a substance, but when electricity is passed in electrolytic cell, then this water breaks into hydrogen and oxygen. Means towards left side single substance is present, and towards right side means toward product side two substances are present. It means single substance, this water breaks into two new substances, hydrogen and oxygen. In third reaction you are seeing silver chloride when kept in the sunlight, then it breaks into silver and chlorine. Means before reaction means toward reactant side silver chloride is present, single substance is present, but after the reaction means toward product side it gives two new substances. So those chemical reactions in which single substance breaks into two or more than two new substances are called decomposition reaction, and we can say decomposition reaction is just opposite of combination reaction. But you should know decomposition reaction is of three types, in which one is called thermal decomposition reaction, second is called electric decomposition reaction, and second is called electric decomposition, and third is called photo decomposition reaction. Once again listen, decomposition reaction is of three types. One is called thermal decomposition, second is called electric decomposition, and third is called photo decomposition. And for all the types of decomposition reaction we have taken separate examples. You are seeing this reaction, this is the example of thermal decomposition reaction. Just I am going to write here thermal decomposition reaction. This is the example of electric decomposition. Electric decomposition, and this is the example of photo decomposition. Reaction. So we are seeing here decomposition reaction is of three types: thermal, electric, and photo decomposition reaction. And for this just I have given different types of example. And how will you define what is thermal decomposition reaction? It is very easy, it is very simple. Now listen, those chemical reactions in which single substance breaks into two or more than two new substances on heating, they are called thermal decomposition reaction. Here you know when calcium carbonate is heated, then it breaks into calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Without heating, calcium carbonate cannot be divided into two new substances, calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. In next, just we'll see what is electric decomposition reaction. It is very simple. Those chemical reactions in which single substance breaks into two or more than two new substances when electricity is passed are called electric decomposition reaction. And for this, that I have given this reaction. When water is taken in the electrolytic state and electricity is passed, then it breaks into two substances, hydrogen and oxygen. And third is photo decomposition reaction. What is the meaning of photo? You know, photo means light. Means when silver chloride is kept in the sunlight, then it breaks into silver and chlorine. Because in dark, silver chloride does not break into two new substances. So since we are saying that those chemical reactions in which single substance breaks into two or more than two new substances when it kept in the sunlight are called photo decomposition reaction. So for all the types of decomposition reaction, just I have given separate examples. Third is, just we have to see, third reaction is displacement reaction. And for this, just I will give some more examples. First of all, that I am going to write here displacement reaction. What is the format of displacement reaction? Listen, A plus BC aqueous, this is as solid. When they react, then a new substance AC plus B are formed. What is the format? Listen, in this reaction, in both reactants, one reactant will be in solid state and in the form of elementary element, whereas second reactant will be present in the form of compound, in the form of aqueous solution. You are seeing here, in BC, B and C are present. The nature of B is similar to the nature of A, but since A is more reactive than B, then so A will displace the B, and after reaction with C, it gives AC, and B will be displaced here. And to understand this, just I am going to give an example. Suppose that iron, it is present in the form of solid and in the form of element. When it will react with copper sulfate solution, aqueous, means it is present in the form of aqueous solution, it will be present in the form of compound, and iron will be present in the form of element. So since we are seeing iron is more reactive than copper, so it will displace the copper, and on reaction with sulfate, it will give FeSO4, and copper will be displaced here. Some more examples we can take. Suppose that zinc, just we have taken, when it will react with copper sulfate aqueous, then it will give zinc sulfate ZnSO4 plus copper. Since zinc is more reactive than copper, so it will displace the copper from copper sulfate, and after reaction with sulfate, it will give zinc sulfate, and copper will be displaced here. So we are seeing here, in displacement reaction, an atom or a group of atoms present in a compound is displaced by another atom. So how will you define displacement reaction? Those chemical reactions in which an atom or a group of atoms displace the atom or group of atoms present in another compound are called displacement reaction. And